Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about a couple of tricky things. Now, I know if you looked at the thumbnail, I said the 4680 battery is a lie. I know that it exists. I'm going to start out by saying that. I know that it exists. The part that frustrates me the most with it, and you see Ben in the back there, he's frustrated also, is that it's not nearly what it was supposed to be at this point. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some Tesla news. We're going to talk about Tesla's global domination, how they're taking over the market in Germany, even outselling the Gulf. So we're going to talk about a number of different things today. And I figured it's a perfect day, even though it's not sunny out today, so we can't explore this panoramic glass roof. But if you guys love looking at the scenery, the leaf change, that kind of thing, and maybe you don't have the opportunity to see it as dramatically as it is here in the Northeast, like say you're down in the southern markets, I figured it'd be a great opportunity to show you guys around a little bit. So sit back, relax. You guys are watching The Tall Tesla Guy. So I'm going to start right out with the 4680 battery. It's harsh to say that it's a lie because it does actually exist. I've shown you guys in the videos the production of the battery. Now what they did is changed it from the 2170 cell to the 4680, and now that's the size. It's 46 millimeters by 80 millimeters in size. It was supposed to be a more dense coil inside of it, a higher charging capacity. It was going to give us more range, up to 50% more range. And at the time it was launched, now this was AI Day back in 2020, that Elon announced that this 4680 battery was at the forefront of what they were working on. They were partnering with other companies like Panasonic to produce and create this. Eventually they were going to produce it in-house, and a 56% range increase was going to bring the range from 330, where we are technically in the Model Y, up to over 400. Every single one of the Tesla vehicles that they produced was going to be over 400 miles. More importantly, though, it was going to bring the cost of production down 25% or something like that. The battery production, which is the most expensive part of the car anyway, and it was going to lead towards the production of the $25,000 Tesla Model 2 that people are calling it. I've done videos about the Tesla Model 2. I know other people have as well. It was the Tesla that everybody wanted but nobody really asked for, because people were secretly like, I'd love to have a Tesla, but I don't want to spend that amount of money for it, so make a Tesla for everybody. The Tesla for everybody was going to be the Model 2, and this Model 2 was going to be $25,000 and below, and then it gets, you get EV credits from the government, you get EV incentives from different states, which was actually going to bring it down lower than that, closer to like $15,000 for this car, which is going to be amazing. And then to top it all off, it's still going to be a Tesla. Now, Tesla was not going to have the ability to produce or create this car unless they had the 4680 battery that was cheaper to make and gave you more battery capacity to give you more range. Because Elon at one point said, I'm never going to produce a car that is less than 250 miles of range. Now, of course, the standard range Model 3 was a little bit less than that, but we all got the idea. He didn't want to produce a low range car, which makes sense and I'm happy about, and that's always a good thing. So I'll take that for sure. But in order to get this $25,000 sub car, you needed to have this 4680 battery production capability. Now, a couple of things that were different in this, and I'm not going to get into the super tech details on it because you guys know I'm not a engineer or anything like that, but one of the cool things, a tabless design. Now, if you ask me where the tab was on the battery before, I'd tell you I don't know. I know in an alkaline battery, it's where you put it in there, but what it does in the tab connection between the batteries is it loses energy. It loses power, it loses the ability to store power, to store energy, to get a higher capacity battery. So a tabless battery was going to create less friction, less loss, less energy loss in between the cells, which is going to produce in general a longer lasting, a more powerful battery. Now, they ran into issues. They ran into issues with supply chain. They ran into issues with the production, the creation of this stuff. They are producing the 4680 batteries, and that's kind of why I put that asterisk in there when you looked at the video, to say that it's not where we wanted it to be now. However, they are producing it. Giga Austin is producing the 4680 batteries, and if you just bought a Tesla Model anything, probably a Y or a 3, and it came out of Giga Austin, then you're going to notice that it's got a 4680 battery in it. But one thing you're going to notice is that the range is the same as it was when it was a 2170 battery. So when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it's either they produce it and it doesn't do what they wanted it to do, or they're not done. They talked about being able to throttle down the range and amp up the capacity once the battery is ready to go and all that kind of stuff. So you could have a 4680 battery in your car now. You could show 317 or 330 miles of range, and then all of a sudden Tesla would amp it up. Now, I can't say they're going to get over 400, but you might get like 380 or something like that, which would be great, and that's what you get for the 4680 battery. It's not the 52% increase that Elon promised, but he's also a bit of a dreamer too, and you guys know that watching any Tesla videos, listening to him talk. He's more or less talking about what it can be, what we want it to be, versus maybe what it is or what we have the ability, the capability to make it right now, which I'm fine with and I'm okay with. I think that what it does is create the opportunity for future growth and development, future scientific advances. It puts you on the radar of some of the companies that help you produce and create some of this stuff. Like, they don't have to build it in-house. There's other companies that only do that. So it's one of those things that I think that Elon has learned over the years as far as production capacities and distribution channels and marketing networks and stuff like that, that other companies maybe didn't or don't have the ability to get on top of or get in front of. One of the things you'll notice that ID4, Volkswagen, one of the things they said is a reason why they are no longer the #1 selling EV in Germany where they're made, or people aren't as excited about them, as they didn't have the ability to produce the cars to meet the demand that was created when the car was available for people. Which sounds like something that you would put in conjunction with creating the vehicle, but I think what happened is, in things like companies like Polestar, companies like Rivian ran into this a little bit, Lucid, is that they produce this awesome car that people are excited about. Production, or at least demand, goes through the roof. Orders, pre-orders are in there, just like the Ford F-150 Lightning, you know, to the tune of 500,000 of them. And then all of a sudden the company has to create and produce the car. So they start thinking to themselves, like, I don't know how we're going to do this. And one thing that Elon did that the other companies didn't, and we saw this in the supercharging network, and if you saw my other video talking about where they're kind of everywhere you want to be, is that they produced the superchargers first, then created the product. And as they were creating the product, they were constantly retooling their process to make it more efficient, better, to create plants that only did that. They bought machines that did it so they could jump in there and get this taken care of quickly. Their Giga Press that they're super excited about to create a single cast frame on the car. It reduces the parts that are used for the car, makes it faster, easier, cheaper, essentially. So, you know, things like that they did, that Tesla did, that other companies didn't do, makes me listen to information about the 4680 battery and understand that this is Elon talking about it, not showing what they actually have. Now, I'll say before that I've listened to him talk before, Elon talking about different things in Tesla, and he talks about how the Roadster can fly, potentially. He talks about how now recently that the Cybertruck can, you know, be aquatic and go through the water. I don't know. It's just one of those things that you hear and you listen to and you think about and you think, hey, that'd be pretty neat. And then you start, as long as you don't hold your breath for it, I think you'll be fine. And I think that's what we're kind of seeing here. And the people are getting pretty excited about this 4680 battery stuff. Now, I don't have a 4680 battery in my car. We talked about waiting to get it. Now, if you're waiting for the 4680 battery, you're going to be waiting forever, so you might as well just let it go. Or at least if you're waiting for the 500-mile range 4680 battery, you might as well just wait. You might as well just pull the trigger now, or figure out something else to do, because it's not going to be just directly around the corner down the road, I don't think, anyway. So I think if you're sitting there waiting for the 4680 battery to just happen, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be next week. We tried doing that with our car. We tried waiting for it, and you come to the realization that it's just not on the forefront yet. When it does get here, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. I'm thinking that they need it for the Cybertruck. I'm thinking that they need it for the semis, for the Tesla Semi. I know they're producing those now. Supposedly Pepsi ordered like 1,000 of the Tesla semis. Maybe they have some sort of 4680 battery that they were holding for that. I just know that I'm not getting it in my Model Y, or you're not getting it from Giga Austin quite yet, or at least you're not getting the range that they were talking about. I think that in general, I think that what things that you see, like in Germany, how I talked about this a bit, how Tesla outsold the Golf, and the Golf isn't obviously a electric vehicle, but it's the #1 selling vehicle in Germany. probably the go for everybody, but nonetheless, Tesla outsold them. Tesla outsold them in the Model Y. Model 3 is right up there too. In fact, the Model 3 and the Model Y are the two #1 selling EVs in the world. And then until you until you add like the hybrid cars, Tesla, holds that #1 and #2 slot pretty solidly, almost like a 3, 4, 5x increase that you have in sales and production and stuff like that. It just goes to show that people jumped on top of it, and they love the vehicle, love the brand, love the experience that you get with it. With Tesla in particular, they opened up Giga Berlin. It took forever to get there, and once they did, 9,000 vehicles were sold almost immediately within the quarter, and it was, they're still filling the orders. So it's only going to go from there, I believe. I think it's going to be, kind of the sky's the limit, or at least Elon's thoughts are the limit. Let me know what you think about all this, though. The Tesla, the 4680 battery, were you holding out for that? Is that something that's really depressing, sad? Maybe you didn't even know that it was coming. But either way, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, week, month so far. I really appreciate you guys tuning into the videos, watching them, that kind of thing, and staying up to date on it. Hope you enjoy the scenery while we're driving around. But nonetheless, you guys have a fantastic fall. This one's for Mom. Thanks a lot, everybody.